today we're going to explore the ceremonial grounds in Tibes, all the way in the southern end of Puerto Rico, Centro Ceremonial de Tibes. And this is where we're going to learn the original people who were here before the Spanish came in 1493 on the second voyage of Christopher Columbus. So I figured to start here today in our Puerto Rican adventures, because before we go to the old Spanish city of Old San Juan, the second oldest city in all of North America, let's learn about the original people here. So I'm Ariel with Urbanist. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you've been to the Island of Enchantment before, and let's explore the Center Ceremonial in Tibes. Thank you, gracias so much. All right. Hello everyone! So this is a Zemi right here, one of the original mythological characters in Taino culture, and we're going to explore this central ceremonial. I'm just going to say hi, acknowledge my cousin over here, Larissa.
Hello!
Who's just going to be walking around with me and learning a little bit about history. And you're a fellow Puerto Rican here in Ponce. So, alright, let's go.
I'm very happy to be here.
That's amazing. Alright, let's walk around. So, hello Sharon, hello Jackie, hello Arlinda, hello Donna, hello everyone. So this is the ceremonial center, and we're going to walk into the museum first and then go into the grounds. So, Culturas Indígenas de Puerto Rico, which means the indigenous cultures of Puerto Rico. And these were the Taino people who resided here before the Spanish came. Here is a Taino person carrying a burning bush, which we're going to learn a little bit later, which is about the shamanic rituals they encountered. Now, Taino people actually wore very little clothing, especially men and unmarried women. And you'll see them mostly depicted that way, and that's actually how they dressed. And these are more of the mythological figures we're going to see more as we're walking around. So look at this. Hello Sharon, hello everyone, welcome. Feel free to share this video with any groups about history or about Puerto Rico as we walk around. So the Taino people came here 4,500 years ago. Now where did they come from? That is a very interesting origin story. So here is some artifacts that they found while digging through Puerto Rico. Hello Kay, hello Ramonita, welcome. Yvonne, definitely I'm enjoying Puerto Rico. So where are we located? So I'm going to see if I can find a map of Puerto Rico. So lots of artifacts, pottery. We have bows and arrows. So here it is. Where are we currently located? So we are in the island of Puerto Rico. And Puerto Rico is the biggest island on the Lesser Antillas, or the Greater Antillas, I mean. And this is the island chain over here that represents the Caribbean. Bahamas is right here, Cuba, Dominican Republic, and Haiti, and Puerto Rico. Very important strategical location. And we are all the way at the southern end of Puerto Rico in the area of Ponce, which is the second biggest city in all of Puerto Rico. So here are the figures made by the Taínos, which were recovered mostly in this area of Puerto Rico, which is called Tibes, which is in part of Ponce. Beautiful, beautiful imagery that they used to make. And this is the typical mountain scene you would see in Puerto Rico throughout the island. Now, in American, most English vocabulary and in Spanish vocabulary, there's a lot of Taino word used. The major one is hurricane, which comes from the word huracán. That's one of the words from the indigenous Taino people. But another one is, if you're a fan of salsa or old school mambo, is maracas. Maracas were the instruments that you have that shake. And the maracas were invented in this area of the island. And here is some maracas that were dug up. Hello, Kathy. Welcome. Nice to see you here. Welcome everyone to the live broadcast. And here is one of the Taínos who were recovered here. Now I'm so excited to show you Puerto Rico, but this is a very interesting position to be buried in. It's very rare to find an adult person positioned in the fetal position. No one knows why, but we're going to see the grounds, and maybe it can illuminate us as to why a few adult females and males were buried in the fetal position. Jackie, thank you so much for the maracas interpretation. So look at the people, and these are depictions of what Taínos would have looked like. Taínos look like another group of people all the way in South America. So as we walk outside, where did the Taínos come from? And let's try to find the path outside. I think it's this way. And let's explore. Where do the Taínos come from? Well, the Taínos come from... wait up. Laisa, ¿tú puedes decir a tu mamá que vamos a seguir al parque? The Taínos come from all the way the Orinoco region of the Amazon. And they traveled up the Orinoco Valley, which is in the middle of the Amazon basin, and continued all the way up to the coast of Venezuela. By that time, those people went from being Amazonian peoples to the Arawak. And the Arawak Native Americans started taking ships all along the Caribbean. And as the Arawak people spread throughout the Caribbean, they started developing a very unique culture. That culture went from Arawak to the Taino culture. The main Taino culture is in the three major islands of the Caribbean: Cuba, Haiti and Santo Domingo, Haiti and Dominican Republic, and here in Puerto Rico. The other Taino cultures were in Jamaica and the Bahamas. And now let's go into the ceremonial center. Lorena, you say so many indigenous stories yet to be told. Yes! Now the indigenous here in Puerto Rico were mostly wiped out, unfortunately. And look at this. You have not seen this on Urbanist before. I'm so happy I was able to go live after the events of Hurricane Maria. There has been very bad cell service in the middle of the island, but we got very lucky, and today we have very consistent cell service. Look at that beautiful river. Now, of course, the Taino people were always nearby waterways, and the cool thing about Puerto Rico is that there are a lot of rivers and streams throughout the island, so it was fairly easy to get around in majority parts of the island, even to the very center of it. And here we're approaching the ceremonial grounds. Hello, DP, welcome. Nice to see you here. DP, you tell me be safe, and so does history. It happens. Keep that camera rolling. Yes, definitely will. Jeannie, I'm so happy you're loving this. Weather looks beautiful. It really is fluffy, puffy, fluffy skies all above. This is a very dry region of Puerto Rico in the southwest end. And here we're gonna go and explore the artifacts that are here. So here, how was this discovered? Well, in 1975, Tropical Storm Loisa hit the island. And by that time in 1975, Loisa was one of the strongest hurricanes. Of course, we have had Maria, also a very strong hurricane. So think of Maria back in 1975. And the hurricane passed right through this area of Puerto Rico on the southern end. And as it devastated this area, it took away a bunch of dirt and debris and uprooted so many trees that the people, when they came here after the devastation of Hurricane Loisa, saw that there were exposed stone and foundations and artifacts, pottery, and other things that we're going to bump into. And that is the ceremonial center of the Taínos. Now, why is it ceremonial? Well, let's try to find the ceremonial tree that we're going to talk about. Let's see if we can find it. So this is a moralon, means gland sea grave leaf. Can grow up to 70 feet tall. Wow, it's huge. Ellen, I'm doing well. Hello, Miranda, un Boricua in New Jersey. Welcome. Dora, you've been here. It was a spiritual experience for you. Oh, that's amazing. I'm so glad to hear that. Always look beautiful to look at. So much to learn about Taino culture, and of course I'm still learning from my family and ancestors. By the way, be safe in Old San Juan. Mostly it has been peaceful, which is nice. Let's keep on walking through here. Let's see if we can find some interesting things to look at. There's a good show of the different types of trees that grow throughout this island, and some of these trees are indigenous to the island, so you won't see them in other islands in the Caribbean. Of course, some of them were also brought in by the Spanish who came here in 1493. September 24, 1493 to be precise. This is the iconic ceiba tree in Puerto Rico. It's a silk cotton tree. These grow to a massive size in the island. This is a fairly young one. But when they're bigger, they start drooping down, and it's really cool because they have this kind of like canopy look to it. And they're in the middle of the streets of San Juan and the rest of Puerto Rico. Hey, Victoria, you love Ponce, amazing. Hello, Kathy. Welcome, nice to see you here. Ah, here it is. This is not the ceremonial plant yet, but this is a very famous plant. Ooh, we have a little lizard over here. See these guys all around the island. And you love the coqui. Oh, there's one up there. Oh. That's so interesting. So this is the tamarind tree, which is makes for a great juice. So there's a root that grows off this tree. And tamarind juice is drunken all around Central and America and the Caribbean. So let's see if we can get to the bate, and here is one of the first ceremonial circles. Hello, James. Welcome. Enjoy the time, and you love the coqui. Hopefully, we can have some coqui sounds as we're walking around. Not during the day, but hopefully when I do one of my night videos. So this is pretty huge center. I'm gonna walk a little bit faster, see if we can get a little bit down there. Lisa, ¿puede ayudarme a cargar la cámara?
Sí, seguro.
Y apúntalo a mí. Vamos a
Bien.
caminar este lado. So let's walk down here. Now, walk alongside me here on the side. Yeah. And there we go. Follow me on sideways. There we go. So, where does, what was the ceremonial grounds here? Well, there's a tree, and we're trying to find this tree. It's the jojoba tree. The jojoba tree has very powerful hallucinogen in its leaf. And it was combined with some roots. And when you combine this root, specific root, with the jojoba leaf, you end up getting a very powerful hallucinogenic that you can smoke or ingest through the nose, which is called snuff. And these Taino people would use these jojoba rituals to first communicate with the gods. And men who communicate with the gods were this specific class of people in Taino culture called the Behigas. And the Behigas were the shamans. Also was used as a rite of passage, also for Taino males who, after the age of puberty, which would be anywhere from 10 to 13 years old, would take a huge dose of jojoba to confront their demons and enter into adulthood. And this is the area where they used to do it. But we're also approaching an area that has the very foundations of baseball, which is called Bade. Thank you so much. Curtis, you say you're in Puerto Rico and oh, you couldn't hear me. Okay, I'll repeat it again. So there's a lot of wind here, that's why. There's a very specific tree here called the jojoba tree, which has a leaf. And when that leaf is combined with a root vegetable and mashed up and made into a consistency which you can smoke or ingest through the nose, is a very powerful hallucinogen. And that hallucinogen is used for communication with the gods by a specific class of people called the Behigas, which were the shamans or the witch doctors of Taino culture. But the shamans and witch doctors also used jojoba for the rite of passage of Taino males when they hit puberty. And they would take this huge hallucinogen and have this experience where they would either confront their demons and or talk with the gods and end up finally entering adulthood and becoming men. Yeah, sorry about that. It is a very, very, very windy day. Puerto Rico is a very windy area. Here, we're approaching the fields of Bade. Sally, you love Puerto Rico. Amazing. Hello, Kathy. A little singing tree frog that we love dearly. It sings at night. Yes, that is what the coqui is. The coqui sound can be found everywhere in the island at night. Some areas, especially in the rainforest areas, are more concentrated with coqui, and they do the sound, the song, all throughout the night. And that's the song they sing all the time. Here we have some coconuts. And Ginny, yes, I'm back. Let's not walk directly under coconut trees because they can fall down. And here we have, ladies and gentlemen, people of all genders, we have the field of Bade. Now, what is Bade? And I'll put a secondary question. Why are so many famous baseball players from Dominican Republic in Puerto Rico? Some of the classic players like Roberto Clemente, some of the newer players like Sammy Sosa and Alejandro Rodriguez. Why are they from the Caribbean? Well, it might be tied to the game of Bade, which was played here before the Spanish came. So the name of this place is the Centro Ceremonial de las Indigenas en Tibes, which translates into the ceremonial center of the indigenous people in the town of Tibes, which is in the city of Ponce, Puerto Rico, in the southern western end of the island. Bade. So Bade was a game played with a rubber ball and a stick, and you use the stick to hit the rubber ball and hit it in certain different types of bases, though they weren't called bases or they didn't act as bases in baseball. But it was very similar in baseball in the sense that they had to throw the rubber ball and hit the rubber ball to one end and they can run around the field. Now, why did they play bate? Well, at first it was used as a way to handle conflicts between different tribes throughout the island. Now, all the tribes were united under the cacique, and the cacique was the head chief. And the head chief there was one head chief that ran all of Puerto Rico by the time Columbus arrived in 1493. In an area like Dominican Republic and Haiti, there was various regions where there were different caciques. Now here they would handle political disputes or any other types of disputes between tribes and play the game of bate. But it was also used as kind of an exhibition ground where different players would test their might in the game of bate. Now the thing is with bate, it's very similar to baseball. You hit a ball with a bat and you run around the field. There might be different terminology for bases, but it was basically the game of baseball before the Spanish ever came. And I think that's why, or at least one of the reasons why, so many Puerto Ricans are great at baseball. The tradition has stuck around. Your dad was born in Ponce, says Kathy. These frogs are hidden in Hawaii. Yes, they are. Coqui, even though it's indigenous in Puerto Rico, they have infested areas like Hawaii and certain areas of Los Angeles. And people don't like them because they're not used to the song going on all night. I don't see the replica of the hut. Yes, there used to be a replica of a hut here, but I no longer see it. It might have been torn down because of the hurricane. Let's see if we can find it. I think stickball uses a rubber ball. Well, yeah, of course. Stickball is also kind of a precursor or an offshoot of baseball. A lot of kids in New York City played stickball as opposed to baseball because it was a lot easier to find, a lot cheaper to find those rubber balls. Sharon, you're from Ponce. Bienvenidos. Gracias por mirando. Y estás mirando en español. If you're watching in Spanish, estamos en la área sur, en Ponce, en el centro ceremonial de los Taínos, que eran las personas indígenas antes que vinieron los españoles. This is in the town of Tibes, Tibes, about a 15-minute ride away from Center Ponce, which is the second biggest city in Puerto Rico. Larissa, can you do the coqui sound? In whistling? Let's do it together. That's basically how it sounds all night long, right?
Yeah.
Some areas you can hear it more.
Yeah, you definitely can hear it more in like mountain areas.
Yeah.
It's a very peculiar sound.
Can you sleep without it?
Yeah, sure, but I can sleep better with it.
Ah, there we go. That's a true Puerto Rican response.
Yeah.
All right. A lot of fallen leaves here, which is interesting. It's like fall. Thank you for sharing the history of the Taino. Yes, of course. So I don't think we're going to find many artifacts here respective to a few other things I wanted to talk about, but the Taínos' main food of choice was the cassava, which is also known as the yuca here in Puerto Rico or in areas of Africa. And the cassava was actually imported to Africa post-Spanish. Was the main vegetable used as opposed to corn because here in Puerto Rico it's very humid. Maybe not this area, which tends to be a little bit drier, but the rest of the island tends to be very humid. And that humidity is very bad for corn, especially corn flour. It tends to rot very quickly. So unlike the Aztecs and the Maya people of modern day Mexico, eating a bunch of cornbread all the time, here they had to make cassava bread. And a lot of the potteries that they found here were potteries meant to make cassava flour and turn it eventually into bread, or make various other things with cassava. Now, the interesting thing about the cassava, and you'll see some cassava made into food as we do a food broadcast later this weekend. Stay tuned tomorrow. PS around like 4 p.m. Cassava, in its raw form, is also poisonous. So the Taino people were constantly at war with another tribe before the Spanish came, and those were the Carib. And the Caribs is where the word Caribbean comes from, or Caribe comes from. And the Caribs were constantly raiding Puerto Rican towns all around the island. They were mostly men who spent most of their time at sea, canoeing around from island to island, pillaging everything they can, similar to the Vikings. The things with the Caribs is that they were very aggressive. And they had war practices that were a lot worse than anything that the Taínos would do. Things I'd rather not even repeat on this broadcast. So how did the Taínos fight against the Caribs? Well, they used the raw cassava. And the raw cassava was made into a liquid poison which they would dip their arrows into it. And they would shoot the arrows at the Caribs in order to throw them off the island. If they get hit by an arrow, they would die within, I think, 12 hours or so. So you may not want to eat cassava raw. You definitely want to eat it cooked because it's delicious. Ooh, there's something down here. Let's check it out. Spanish limes equals canepas. Oh yeah, I might show you canepas as we're walking around. I think we're approaching the hut. How long will I be in Puerto Rico? I'll be in Puerto Rico until the 25th. So stay tuned. I'll be making videos. I'll be mostly making most of my videos this weekend. So tomorrow through Monday. Tomorrow around 3 p.m. Saturday at 1. I might do one in the morning. Stay tuned. I actually will be doing one in the morning. So one early in the morning around 10 a.m. Then 1 p.m. on Saturday. And then I'll be back on Sunday. And then another on Monday. So here are the huts. Either where they slept in, probably where they held their ceremonies in. James says cassava puts you to sleep. Oh, interesting. I never encountered that. Interesting. So of course there would be a ceremonial fire, especially at night. And Jackie says Larissa has a beautiful name.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, this is a beautiful name. Where does it come from?
It comes from Russia.
Russia, there we go. And the cool thing is Puerto Ricans have a bunch of names. We're very well cultured people, so we have names from all around.
Yeah, we do. Thank you so much.
Hola desde España, gracias por mirando, Francis. Looks so pretty and beautiful, muy diferente de Nueva York. It is. Lots of strong connections between Puerto Rico and New York because a lot of Puerto Ricans went to New York, including myself and my family. Oh, and here we can enter the hut. Oh my God. Lisa, here. Let's go inside the hut.
Woo.
Can you imagine them doing the songs? I don't know the original Taino language. It's mostly dead. It's an Arawakan language. But you can imagine them singing these songs and taking the coba by like sniffing it. I can just imagine. Or maybe doing something with coconuts, which I'm not entirely sure what they used to do with coconuts. Maybe drink them with, they used to drink them with a liquor made out of cassava. So cassava is also could be made into a liquor fermented, and maybe they poured it into the coconut and had a good cocktail. Maybe, who knows?
Ooh.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Dora says, okay to think you're walking where our forefathers walked. Yes, indeed. Yes, I might be doing a video on the Yunque on Tuesday the 23rd. Stay tuned. Tuesday 23rd, I'll be doing a video on El Yunque, which is the only national rainforest in all of the United States, because Puerto Rico is a part of the United States. So of course, no area in the world, don't tell the people who work here that I just bump into that. That was the win. You can tell that every part of the world always has some type of liquor. There's always liquor somewhere. Let's see if we can find the jojoba tree. Do you know how the jojoba tree looks like?
I do not know.
No. Yeah, that one's a tough one. We're gonna take some leaves from the jojoba. No, I'm just joking. Curtis says, thank you for sharing. You're so welcome, Curtis. You break it, you bought it. Dora says, we love you, Ariel, and you happen to be one of ours. Thank you. So Puerto Ricans, who are they? What are we? I mean, we're both pretty light-skinned.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we are really a mix of a whole different types of people.
Of everything.
Who are the main people that we're a mix of?
Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
Black people.
Yes, Africans mostly from Nigeria.
Yeah, and indigenous people.
There we go, ding, 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 ding. And then we have sometimes mixes of a bunch of Europeans that came here in the early 1800s.
We are amazing.
Yeah, so we have like a bunch, sometimes we have French, sometimes we have Russian, sometimes we have Irish and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And hence why we are light-skinned, but we have features from all around the world.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. Guaba. What is that, Javi? What are you referring to? Let us know. Anmar, hello, welcome. Jackie, you say de nada, Larissa. That's my 4 years of Spanish. I'm glad you studied Spanish in high school and could say gracias. All right, so the jojoba needs to be one of these. All right, could you help me see if one of these are the jojoba that show the sign? And let me know. Let's try to find it. So let's try to find jojoba tree. No sound of the coquille, not this time. Coquilles come out at night. And the coquilles make that sound because it's a mating call. So hopefully you'll be seeing a night video for me on Saturday. Crossing fingers that everything is calmer in San Juan. And it is so peaceful. I wish you can have an iced coffee. And there is iced coffee here in Puerto Rico. Coffee culture from America has been coming here. Aside from Starbucks, there's also a lot of independent coffee shops, which you'll also see a video of me going to a coffee shop in Old San Juan. I'm going to do a lot of live videos Saturday and Sunday, so just put on your notifications, because there'll be a lot of them. Yes, we are what they call us the rainbow, very cultured. Okay, so no jojoba here. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Larissa, aquí. So here it is. The jojoba, the wild tamarind. Native trees from the Antilles. Its seeds are hallucinogens. So I might have said leaf before. From what I understood, they use the leaf as well, but maybe the seeds are a little bit more potent. So Larissa, if you ever want to communicate with the gods, with Yuki Yu, you have to just eat one of these.
I'm gonna eat one.
No, we're just joking. we're not gonna eat one. That'd be quite oh, Larissa got one. No. That would be quite a Facebook Live video.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. Do you know what these are? I don't know. Probably some insect. So there's a web here.
Maybe it's a venomous spider.
Oh yeah. Which there are a few in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
So here, yes, this is the hallucinogen of Puerto Rico. Only in this island. All right, I think there's a path through here. Let's see what's down here. And I think we're almost done. So we're staying live for about 10 more minutes. Let me know if you have any last minute questions. Or if you want questions from a local Puerto Riqueña, feel free to ask something to Larissa.
Sure.
Now let's see if we can find something down here.
I'm willing to answer anything.
Okay, good, perfect.
Oh, this looks like
Like what?
a really mysterious path where people get killed.
Or we find the chupacabra,
Yeah.
which you'll be learning about because I'm going to Juncker on the 23rd. Stay tuned because I'm going to talk about the legend of the chupacabra.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
It's going to be fun. There's some real history and a lot of mythology in it. Amor, we are in Ponce, Puerto Rico, which is in the southwestern end of the island. And hello, Kathy. Welcome.
I think we're gonna go to a river.
Okay.
Some sort.
That'll be nice to see.
It sounds like a river. I don't know.
So yeah, there's one right next to us. Maybe it's the base of the river.
Yeah.
One thing everyone should know about Puerto Rico is that there's few signs for things, so you never really know where you're going.
Oh, where?
Let's go down this path.
Okay. Oh, you can't
After you.
trespass.
Oh, it says no trespass. Oh, not through here.
Woo.
So another thing I want to tell all of you is, I'm not sure if you know this, is the Taínos were not afraid of putting huge fires at night. And the reason for that is because there's no huge animals here. There's only the mongoose, which is probably the largest mammal here in Puerto Rico. But the Taínos, because there was no huge animals, there was no goats, no pigs, no llamas, they had to eat a bunch of fish. I don't think we're heading anywhere nearby here. No, there's not really anything here. Okay, everyone. Thank you, Larissa, for joining me for this broadcast and being an amazing camera woman.
Sure, thank you.
Okay, everyone, thank you so much for watching. You'll be seeing more videos this weekend. Turn on your notifications. Stay tuned tomorrow around 4 p.m. as we talk about some Puerto Rican food in Old San Juan. And this Saturday, 10 a.m. and then 1 a.m. for Hidden History. Keep being awesome and always keep on exploring. Do you know how to say that in Spanish?
Sigue explorando.
Sigue explorando, te veo.
Nos vemos.
And enjoy me for a wave goodbye. I usually do a wave goodbye, so
okay.
Stick your hand over here.
Woo.
Bye. No, a little bit longer. Bye.